How's it going out there, everybody? This is your host, C-Jack, and you're listening to the C-Jack Podcast live here on SoundCloud and on YouTube on Sundays. So, before we start things off, we're going to do it a little different here. I'm going to start you guys off with some funny shit that happened to me earlier today. So, I'm actually at work right now. It's about 3 a.m. in the morning while I'm recording this. So during the day today, I was laying down, just me and my dog in the house. And I live in an apartment building, for those of you that don't know. And I got these kids that live up on my floor. And they were running through the fucking through the fucking halls. Like, with no respect. And I'm not so mad at the kids as I am the parents. So if you're a parent out there, please, from the bottom of my heart, from parent to parent, control your goddamn kids. Please control your fucking kids. Because ain't nobody else's job to control them except for you. Okay, now that I'm off my high horse, these kids were running through the hall. Instead of going literally right across the street to the park. Yes, I have a park that's directly across the street from me. So instead of doing that, they're running through the hall, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, making a bunch of noise. And my room literally sits like right inside the door. Like you got a door, then you got a little bit of a hallway, and my bedroom's right against that wall. And on the other side of that wall is the hallway. So I can hear every fucking thing these kids are doing. So my dog's in there, Precious, she's laying there with me. And I just look at her and I say, Precious, go eat some kids for dad. She gets up, and I'm not shitting you guys at all. She literally gets up, walks over to the door, and sits there and looks at me. And I start laughing my ass off. And then I look at her and I say, Precious, I was just joking. Come here, baby. Let's lay back down with dad. So she comes back, she lays down. After she crawls up on the bed, she lays down by my feet, takes a little bit of a deep breath. She takes a deep breath and goes, just like that. Like, damn it, Dad, I really wanted to eat some kids. Now, I thought that was some funny shit, man. My dog was going to eat some fucking kids for me. Because she knew Dad was trying to sleep. It's almost like she knew what I was saying. Now, I thought that was some funny shit. Hopefully, you guys think it's funny too, because man, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to entertain you guys. Entertain this masses I talk to every week on the C-Jack Podcast. Anyway, now after all that, we're going to actually get into some WWE type shit like we normally do. Because that's what we do this thing for. We do this thing for the WWE universe. You know, all of us fans out there. It's a show by a fan made for fans. So who better to know what fans want than a fan, right? So like always, I'm in no way affiliated with the WWE or the World Wrestling Entertainment in any way. I am not endorsing any of their products that I talk about. I'm just simply talking about them as a fan, because that's exactly what I am. I've said that probably 5 or 6 times now. So I'm done saying that. There's your little disclaimer. Make of it what you will. If you don't agree with what I just said, you can go ahead and click the button. Delete this page. Exit out. Nobody's making you listen to this thing. You're listening to it because you like what I have to say. Anyway, so we're going to get off this bullshit. I'm done flapping my gums about random ass bullshit that you guys don't really care about, but you want to hear is the WWE news that I'm bringing you. I bring you this shit every week. You know it. And yes, I know this is a little bit more of an explicit podcast. That's why I am going to restrict ages on YouTube and everything else when I post this, because I figured I do clean podcasts all the time. We're going to let the shit fly this time, and we're going to say whatever the fuck we want to say, because I can. Make one for the grown-ups, if you will, because there are plenty of grown-up fans. I don't know why I'm throwing that little bit of a spin on it, but I am. Anyway, on with the fucking WWE news. The very first thing we're going to talk about today is there are new graphics for both shows, Raw and SmackDown. Now, this may seem little, but it's actually pretty cool because if you haven't seen the Raw graphics, it's kind of a little bit of old school and a little bit of new school mixed together. It looks pretty fucking dope if I do say so myself. Also, SmackDown, they very well did the same thing. They got a little bit of old school, a little bit of new school in there. SmackDown Live. I love the fact that it's live now and they moved it to Tuesdays. It's fucking awesome. Can't thank them enough. As a fan, I'm enjoying the shit they're pumping out so far. Hopefully they keep up the good stuff and we can get those ratings up for SmackDown. Anyway, like I said, there's new graphics for both shows. Both shows have been remodeled a little bit. First, we'll talk about the Raw remodel. And the way Raw has remodeled a little bit is, like I said, the new graphics. They now have the commissioner, who is Stephanie McMahon. They have Mick Foley, who is the general manager, as we've said before. And they actually changed the way their setup is for the arena. And by that I mean they have the ring down where the ring normally is, but the commentators that are normally down by the ring aren't by the ring anymore. They're doing a little bit of like a TNA type thing now, and they've put them back. They put them up by the entrance, back behind everything, and having them commentate up there. I think it's kind of a cool thing that they're doing. Hopefully it'll work out for them. If not, they can always move them back. I mean, commentator placement isn't that important, but in a way it is, just because someday there's sometimes when that table can come into play, and with the table not being there, it's kind of 50-50, if you know what I mean. Anyway, that's the Raw remodel. The SmackDown remodel isn't quite as big. They've really just kind of changed the graphics. They got Shane as the commissioner down there. They've got Daniel Bryan as the GM. And really the only one different on SmackDown is now David Otunga. David Otunga is now in the commentator table. They got JBL, David Otunga, and Marco Rulo. I hope I'm saying his name right, but Marco, if I ain't, I'm sorry, brother. I don't exactly know how to pronounce your name, but everybody knows who you are. And so with that being said, I forgot to talk about the Raw commentators. I forgot to talk about the Raw commentators. How can I forget about the Raw fucking commentators, huh? All right, well, here's who we got commentating for us now on Raw. We've got Corey Graves. We've got Mr. Michael Cole, the voice of the WWE. And we have Brian Saxton. Now, Brian Saxton gets a lot of heat, but I like what he does. He's very professional in what he does, and he's actually pretty good out there on the commentary, I think. Some of you may not agree with that. Some of you might. Either way, that's my opinion. That's what you're listening for. It's for my opinion. So, just deal with it. Anyway. Also, we got a new championship for Raw. Because if you don't know, the WWE Championship can only be seen on SmackDown. Yes, if you want to see a WWE Championship, you got to watch SmackDown. And you got to watch it live on Tuesdays. Because that's the only place you're going to see it, baby. So we got this new championship on Raw, and I'm liking what they did, man. I'm really digging what they're doing with this thing. What they did is they decided, instead of bringing back the old World Heavyweight Championship, which we all know was second best, it was a sham to begin with. It was just a holder title, if you will. They actually created a brand new championship called the WWE Universal Championship. Now, I honestly think that this could be a good thing in many ways because of the simple fact that it's a whole new championship. It's going to be on Raw, so it's going to have some credibility added to it just because of the fact it's on Raw. And also, they could do a whole lot of things with this thing now. Bringing in a new championship creating this championship and it being the first time it's ever being held, give it to someone that's going to bring credibility to it. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again. I truly believe the champion makes the title. Whoever holds that belt is who brings the credibility to the title. If you have a bunch of jobbers holding the belt, ain't nobody gonna respect the belt. Case in point, Hardcore Championship. Mick Foley was the only legitimate holder of that title because the rest of them that held it was pretty much jobbers. So, with that being said, if you give it to some good people that actually know what they're doing out there, they go out there every week, they bust their ass, they're good performers, I think we could see this thing actually be even, or maybe even eventually exceed the WWE Championship and what it means today. Although we have a lot of history with this WWE Championship, so it's going to take a long time to be even with them. Okay, boo-boo? Okay? Man, I'm having fun talking to you guys this week. I don't know why I'm having so much fun, but I'm really having fun talking to you guys this week. It's like I ain't done it before, if you know what I mean. It's exciting, it's invigorating, I'm pumped, I'm ready to go. I'm enjoying talking to you guys. So, with that being said about the Universal Championship, who are we going to have hold this championship, huh? Who are we going to have hold it? Well, here's who you're going to have hold it. You're going to have Seth Rollins. Yes, that Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has been given the shot for the title along with none other than Mr. NXT himself, Finn Balor. Yes, I have to say it like that. There's no other way to say Finn Balor. Just because his name is so synonymous with NXT. And he has done some great shit down there if you ain't seen it yet. I love what he does. He is a very, very, very good performer. Very good worker. Him and Rollins are going to tear the fuck out of SummerSlam if I do say so myself. And we will see who will be the very first WWE Universal Championship. Honestly, there's not a bad choice here. I know some of you may not like Seth Rollins. And I may be a little bit biased considering who trained Seth Rollins is my favorite wrestler ever. But honestly, I really like Seth Rollins. I like what he does. I understand, a lot of people may not like him because of the fact that he's a heel, but that's the point. You're not supposed to like him as a heel. I think he does a great job, though. No one can really argue with me on how good he does at playing a heel. If you want to try to argue with me, go ahead. I'm on Twitter. Hit me up. Argue with me. Let's just at least make a valid point. Just don't be like, I think he sucks as a heel. Okay, why? Tell me why. If you want to argue with me and you want to argue a point, if you make a valid point, I will put it on my show and I'll be like, look, I said this. I had someone message me and I'm going to even say your name on here if you want me to. And they made this point, got a very good point. I'll give it to them, but I still stick to my opinion. But they can stick to their opinion because it's America, baby. We can have our own opinions. I don't know why I said that like Oprah, but I said it like Oprah. Sorry. All right. So that's kind of what's going on with the whole Raw shindig right now, if you will. SmackDown will start having exclusive pay-per-views on September 11th, 2016. Now, this is going to be huge. Just because of the simple fact that SmackDown is getting their own pay-per-views live only on the WWE Network. Of course, we all know that's where it's going to be at. They don't do pay-per-views anymore. Sorry for those of you that got cable. Can't help it. So, SmackDown pay-per-view starts September 11th. Mark the dates on the calendars if you want to watch that. Me personally, I'm going to be tuning in every fucking week. Everything WWE, I'm going to be talking about it right here on this podcast because that's what I do, baby. I talk about WWE on my podcast. Anyway, I am very energetic today, if you can't tell. I must have had my go-go juice or something, but it's working, baby. It's working. Ooh, here's something I bet y'all didn't know. Or maybe you did. It depends on whether or not you turned into SmackDown Live on Tuesday nights. We got a new number one contender, baby. Yes, that's right. A new number one contender. For what? For the WWE Championship. That's what, baby. So, like I said, new number one contender for WWE Championship. What does this mean? What does it mean? Who is it? Well, I'm going to tell you if you just hold your horses for one goddamn second. Jesus Christ. All right, so let's get into this. New number one contender for WWE Championship. I'll tell you right after this. Well, here's the thing. At the beginning of SmackDown Live last Tuesday night, sorry, got to keep plugging that live. I ain't endorsing them. Like I said, I'm just loving the fact that it's live. So, SmackDown Live last Tuesday night started off with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon talking to the WWE Universe, walking out to the ring, and then talking into the front of the WWE Universe some more. But around them. All the entire locker room for SmackDown was around the ring as Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan were talking to the WWE Universe and the competitors. So here's what happened. You want to know what happened? I'm gonna tell you what happened. So here's what happened. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon both got out there. They said that last Tuesday night they were going to hold a 6-pack challenge. Sounds good, right? That's going to be the main event, something different. And the winner of said challenge will be the new number one contender for Dean Ambrose's WWE Championship. And of course, they brought Ambrose out. And Shane McMahon commented on the fact that he likes the fact that Dean Ambrose is a fighting champion and he would fight anybody, any day. Gotta love a fighting champion, right? All right, well, who is he going to face? That's the big one. Well, like I said, they did a 6-pack challenge. And you want to know who was in that challenge? I'm going to tell you who was in that challenge. So listen up, baby. This challenge included 6 men. But who were those men? Those men were none other than the face who runs the place, John Cena. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles. The show-off, Dolph Ziggler. The Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. And the Demon Kane. But that's only 5, right? So who's the 6th? Well, this is what they did for the 6th one, man. What they ended up doing was they said, the rest of the locker room out here, guys, of course, just the guys, because women have their own championship. You guys are going to all be in a battle royal later tonight. The winner of the said battle royal will go on to the main event to compete for the number one contender spot in the 6-pack challenge. So they had it, and who won? Apollo Crews, man. Apollo fucking Crews. Man, I love this cat. I actually thought he was going to win the 6-pack challenge. But I'm glad who won it, did win it, except for the fact of, in this match, he kind of went a little too far. And we're going to kind of segue into the next thing I'm talking about, which was Dolph Ziggler might have been going too far in trying to be Shawn Michaels. With that being said, I understand the comparisons are unlimited between Dolph Ziggler and Shawn Michaels because he's basically imitating Shawn Michaels, which I understand you want to pay homage to these guys, but do your own fucking moves, man. Do your own goddamn moves. Don't start stealing fucking moves. Shawn Michaels ain't been retired that goddamn long. I love you, Ziggler. You're fucking awesome. I love what you do out there. You can tell you're having fun every time you step between those ropes. What I don't like, though, is that you changed your finisher, man. I love the zigzag. It was fucking awesome. And I didn't mind you doing the super kick. But when you turn around and you start using it as your finisher, man, dude, that's just going too far. Going way too fucking far, man. You already starting to get his old attire. You starting to get that Shawn Michaels attire going on. Which, you know, you kind of tried to make it your own. So, okay, I see where we're going with that, man. But don't be starting to use the fucking super kick as your finisher. You can throw it in your repertoire somewhere, pull it out every once in a while. But just don't ever let it be your finisher, just because of the simple fact there's only one Shawn Michaels. And brother, you ain't him. And I don't mind so much the fact that you use it. It's the way you went about trying to use it in this match. You decided you were going to try to tune up the band. Dude, you've got no fucking band to tune up. You are not Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels can tune that fucking band, not you. So please, Ziggler, don't do this shit again. I love you, man. You're awesome. But Ziggler, if you end up hearing this somewhere, I pray, man, you don't fucking try this shit again, because it's got a lot of people upset, dude, that you're trying to imitate Shawn Michaels. And you're great at what you do. Don't get me wrong, Ziggler. You are fucking phenomenal at what you do. I'm not trying to steal anything from AJ, but honestly, dude, you're awesome at what you do. Just because of the simple fact that I can tell every night when you go out there, you having fun. So I like to see you guys have fun. It excites me as a fan to know who's in between those ropes is having fun with what they're doing out there. It's awesome. But from man to man, just try not to use Shawn Michaels shit again. Not like that. Don't be tuning up the band anymore. Please, for the fans, man. Do it for us fans. You deserve everything you're going to get. And, dude, I'm glad you won the six-pack challenge, and you're going to go on to SummerSlam to face Dean Ambrose. That's an awesome match for you, man. I'm proud. Hopefully you win this thing, and you're the next WWE Championship. You earned it, man. You truly did earn it. But don't be doing no Shawn Michaels shit during this match, man, because that will lose all this credibility and hype you've brought up, and your comparisons are going to be nonstop. Pay homage to him, but don't try to be him, dude. There's only one Michaels, and you ain't him. Just kind of like if somebody else tried to come in and imitate The Rock or Austin or whoever. There's only one of you guys. Be yourselves. You can pay homage to guys who pays the way. I totally get that, man. I totally get that as a fan and as a little bit of a critic myself. But, dude, just don't. Just don't imitate no more. I know I've been going on about this for probably about 10 minutes, and y'all are sick about me fucking talking about this shit. But it seriously pisses me off that Ziggler tuned up the band on SmackDown. So if he would not do that again, I'm sure we would all be happy. And just pay homage to him, dude. Just pay homage to Michaels. Don't be him. I'm going to get off my fucking high horse now, and we're going to talk about Randy Orton. Yeah, the apex predator, the Viper, Randy Orton. He actually made his in-ring return on SmackDown Live this last Tuesday, which was pretty fucking cool. And the guy he faced was actually pretty funny, especially considering he was just talking about someone, Chris Jericho, facing Fandango at WrestleMania. But at least that's not his big return match. He just kind of had a fine tuner. But at least the guy he faced does have a championship. He faced The Miz. Now, The Miz is... Well, he's The Miz. I can't really say much more than that. And I'm loving what they're doing with Randy, man. They're letting him go out there be himself. You can tell. He's out there. He's having all kinds of fun. He's making fun of people. He's throwing jokes. He's cracking jokes left and right. He cracked that one about fucking Brock Lesnar and enhancements. Then last Tuesday night, he cracked one about The Miz playing with himself. Fucking hysterical, man. Fucking hysterical. I love it. So, Randy Orton is, man, you're still one of my favorites, dude. Just keep your shit up. Orton, nobody else can move in that ring like you do. You are one of the smoothest wrestlers in the WWE today. So, keep it up, dude. You're awesome. All right, so the next thing is we're going to talk about a free agent. Well, a couple free agents. We got two to talk about this week. One more of a gimmick than the other. But nonetheless, we're going to get into it. So, Slater, Gator, Heath Slater, one-man band, whatever the hell you want to call him, is on SmackDown, but he was never drafted. Okay, I understand he was never drafted, but he made his appearance last Tuesday on SmackDown, going out there saying that he's never been drafted and he wants to be on the show and he wants a job. Or in his words, I need a job, baby. That's kind of Heath Slater talking for you. And, well, Shane came out. And he said, well, you know, if you want a job, normally you fill out a resume. Which, he's true. I had to fill out a resume for my job. Guilty as charged. And Slater's like, well, look at the WWE Network. That's my resume. Okay. But then we seen the ultimate free agent in Pro Wrestling Today come in. And Heath Slater ended up no more than a shit stain on the mat, to be completely honest with you. He got flopped around like a fucking sack of potatoes in mid-July. I don't know why I'm thinking of July, but I'm just fucking thinking of July. All right, so we're just going to run with it. So he got flopped around, knocked down, and ended up as a shit stain on the mat. Fair enough, but who did this? Who did this to Heath Slater? I mean, it's not really hard to do that to Heath Slater, but the guy that did it to Heath Slater, he's kind of a fucking big deal. He's actually an ECW original. He's been in wrestling for a very, very long time, and I hope he doesn't slow down anytime soon because, frankly, I'm not tired of seeing his mug every week. Rhino, the hottest free agent in Pro Wrestling Today, is finally on SmackDown. He has come home to SmackDown. Yes, I understand he's done some things in NXT, but I don't know if he actually had a full contract signed with them or not. But he's actually down on SmackDown now, so that's where he's going to be. That's where he's going to stay, is on SmackDown for now. So that's kind of the big news that I was ending with, Rhino on SmackDown. So if you want to see Rhino, you're going to have to check out SmackDown live, only on Tuesday nights, starting at 7 o'clock. Runs from 7 to 9 on the USA Network. Like I said, not plugging, just a fan. Just love the fact that they are live now. And, well, it's about 3:30. I got to start getting to some shit, doing some stuff. So I'm going to catch your guys' ass later. Like always, subscribe, download, like, comment on Twitter, comment on SoundCloud. This thing will be live on Sunday night. Well, Sunday morning, actually, on YouTube. And it'll be live right away on my home for the next couple weeks, SoundCloud. And I'm going to talk about that right now real quick, just before we go. In 2 weeks' time, I am going to start switching to YouTube exclusively. I will be on YouTube exclusively in at least in 2 weeks for sure. So if you ain't done it yet, go to my page, follow it over to YouTube, and start listening. because, dude, I'm loving YouTube, man. YouTube is, they're being good to me, man. And SoundCloud's got this thing where they limit how much you can put on there. And YouTube ain't going to limit me. YouTube likes what I'm doing. YouTube is, they let me do what I love. And I want to keep this thing free for you guys. I don't want to have to start charging you for it. So we're going to move over to YouTube so we can keep it free. So until next time, I am C-Jack. I enjoyed hanging with you this week. I enjoyed talking WWE, spewing shit out my mouth, and you guys listening to it. I will catch your ass later.